श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। उकारस्वन्धकारो वै ऋकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ ब्रह्मविदा आप्नोति परं तदेषाभ्युक्ता सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तं ब्रह्म यो वेदनिहितं गुहायां परमे व्योमन् सोऽश्नुते सर्वान् कामान् सः ब्रह्मणा वितस्थितेति। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः। So it's been almost 6 months now, I think, or about, I think first week of March is when we had the last class. So no, I was thinking of going back to US and continuing, but it kept changing. So I then thought I'll continue the class from India. So just to recollect, the Brahmananda Valli started with a premise: Brahmavite apnoti param. The one who cognizes or gains the knowledge of Brahman gains the ultimate. Then the Upanishad gave some Lakshana words to define what is that Brahman. Kim tat Brahma. So Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, the three words were used to show what is Brahman. And then the Srishti Prakriya was taken. So how from Brahman the whole creation has come about. And Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. So one who recognizes the Antargata, the indwelling Brahman which obtains in your Buddhi Guha, that person Sarvan Kaman Samashnute, he gains everything. Like that whole Srishti Prakriya, like it started with Brahma Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha Akashat Vayu, like that how the whole creation takes place was shown, and then also was shown that it is the same Brahman which is there inside this Purusha in the Buddhi Guha. It is the Brahman which obtains there. That was shown. Then Anupravesha, how Tat Srishtva Tadeva Anupravishati, it is the same Brahman which did the Anupravesha after doing the creation. Because the question was, does Brahman exist or not? That was taken up. And then for that many answers were given. One of them is Anupravesha. Then Rasovaisaha. So it is the Ananda Swarupa. All that it was shown. Then finally, just before this Sayaschayam Purushe, the Upanishad took up this Ananda Mimamsa. Before that, Pakshi Kalpana and all were done. I think I didn't talk about it. So a Pakshi Kalpana was done like a bird. So this Antarnihitatvam, this Brahman is inside. Kind of this inside has to be understood. I have dealt with it earlier. So the inside is the most Sukshma, not physically inside. Okay. The Sukshma Tamam, that which is the in the whole world perception. So we are perceiving this world, And in the perception of this Jagat, what is the innermost, subtlest thing, what is the basis of the whole cognition of the world is Brahman. That's why it is Guha Nihitam. Okay, so the inside is not like, physical body, then prana, then manaha. It's not like that. It's not like, layers like an onion, right? That's not what is meant. Now, this Pakshi Kalpana was done to show that first, like a bird, you imagine or you contemplate this physical body as though it is a bird, right? The Annamaya Sharira, the physical body, the head is like a bird's head, the left hand is the left wing, right hand, like that it showed as though this physical body is the bird. So then that Pakshi Kalpana was done. So and it also gave a suggestion that everything is Annam. The whole world is Annam. The food alone sustains this world. In fact, this body is nothing but food. So when you meditate upon everything is nothing but food. Adyate aticha bhutani tasmadannam taduchyate iti. That which consumes everything and that is being consumed by everyone is the food. And because the food is the sustainer of all life forms, the contemplation was proposed that meditate upon as though Annam is Brahma. So like that in the Pakshi Kalpana of Annamaya Sharira, that was told. Then Pranamaya Sharira was again, imagine the prana as the bird, okay, where the prana is like the head, apana, like that. It showed prana, apana, dhyana, udana, samana as different limbs of a bird, and that bird fits this physical body because it is spread out in this physical body. So like that, assume a bird which is the prana, it showed. Okay, and that prana is also connected to Samashti prana. Just like we said, the Annamaya Sharira is nothing but a part of the Samashti Annam. Likewise, this Pranamaya Sharira also is part of the Samashti prana. In the Mukhya prana, which is actually all pervasive prana, so your own prana also is part of it. So understand it to be Samashti and then contemplate upon that prana. Like that, it gave the second one. Similarly, the third one, it spoke about Manomaya Sharira, where Riggeju Sama and all were shown as the different limbs, Adesha, Atma and all that. Therefore, the Manas, it is again, there is a Veshti Samashti. So the Hiranyagarbha is taken as the Samashti, and then this whole Manomaya Sharira was spoken about. Then Vijnanamaya was spoken about, then Anandamaya was spoken about. And for this Anandamaya, this Moda Pramoda were shown as the limbs. And the Pucham, the tail, is the Brahma Swarupa, Brahma Pucham Pratishtha. Therefore, the Brahman is the one which is supporting the Ananda, and that supports the Vijnana, Mana, and all that. Therefore, the Adara, the Pucham, the everything is established in Brahman, is how again it was shown that all that is here. So if you take it from Srishti, Srishti is rooted in Brahman. If you take it as the physical body and what all you have in physical body, and then the Vyashti Samashti, again it is all rooted in the same Brahman alone, it was shown. Then thirdly, this Ananda Mimamsa is picked up, and then it is shown that the Manushya Ananda, if you take one unit of Manushya Ananda as the maximum Ananda a human being can get, if you take that as a unit, then the other Upadhis can get you more and more and more Ananda. But then whatever you can gain in all those Shariras can be gained under a tree. Just sitting under a tree, a Shrotriya and Brahmanishta, by recognition of one Swarupa, gains all that Ananda, because all those Anandas are Matra Meva Upajivanti, are only portions of what is Brahmananda. So the Purna Ananda Swarupa is the Brahma Swarupa. Therefore, that Ananda Mimamsa also concluded saying that Ananda is Brahman's Ananda alone is there in the form of different gradations of Ananda. So all of these are prakriyas to show that it is whether you take Ananda, your happiness, or whether you take your body, or whether you take the creation, it is all rooted in the same Brahman. That is what is been so far covered. Now we have this, we just started with Sayaschayam Purushe. Okay. So this, let's look at the Sayaschayam Purushe. Yascha Savaditye Sayekaha Yaha Ayam Purushe. This Ayam means this. Purushe. Purushayati iti Purushaha. So, Pureshayati. This Purusha, this is this person, this Jivatma. Purushaha is Jivatma, Purusha is that which dwells, that Ananda, because the context is Ananda. So that Ananda which is in this Purusha, Yascha Asau Aditye, in that sun, in that Aditya, whatever is indwelling Ananda. So there is one Swarupa within this physical body. I am an experiencer. So I have an Ananda Swarupa that we have seen, because the context is Ananda. Ananda Mimamsa is just done. So this Paramananda Swarupa, which is the Brahman, is in this, not Brahman, one Atma, which is in this body. Same way, in the Aditya also there is a conscious being, because Aditya also is doing a function. So there is a conscious entity which is operating that. Or actually it is taken as Virat. We will come to Virat. For now, just take the Aditya, which is the sun. So whatever is the conscious being operating that, that is that Yaha. Sa Ekaha. They both are same. So that's why I said in the previous class, this is a Mahavakya only. Why? Because here Aditya represents a Samashti, Virat Purusha. Because Aditya alone is the central to this life system. Therefore, even in Sri Rudram, it is, what is the Rudra is taken as Adityatmaka. Sri Rudraya Namaha. So it is, that's why in Rudram, in first canto, in Rudram, it says, Utainam Gopa Adrishan Adrishan Utaharyaha. As soon as the sun rises, as soon as the Rudra rises, everybody is joyful. Utainam Vishwa Bhuta Nisadrishto Mridayatinaha. So everyone gets that the day is made because of sun, because so sun is central to the life system. Therefore, it is considered as a Virat, as the Samashti. It is the Upalakshana for Samashti, right? Therefore, and then it is equated to this, what is indwelling in this Purusha. What indwells in the Virat or Aditya indwells in this Purusha also. So they both are same. Sa Ekaha. Therefore, it is like a Mahavakya only, and Bhashyakara also takes it that way. Look at the Bhashya. Tasya akamaha tattva prakarshatah cha upalabhyamanaha shrotriya pratyakshaha brahmanaha anandaha. So what is the shrotriya pratyakshaha? In, so it said, if you recollect, shrotriyasya jakamah tasya was repeated after every Ananda statement. So Sayeko Manushya Gandharvanam Shrotriyasya Chakamah Tasya Sayeko Deva Gandharvanam Shrotriyasya Chakamah Tasya Sayeko Brahmana Anandaha Shrotriyasya Chaka. Like that, the Shrotriya Pratyaksha was repeated after every line, every statement which says that is that it, so 100-fold. Ye Satam Manushyanandaha is Sayeko Manushya Gandharvanam Anandaha. Like that, when it says, so 100-fold, so it kept increasing 100-fold from Manushya to Manushya Gandharva to Deva Gandharva, all those things, the different gradations it did of Ananda, the Shruti did. Now, whenever there is a 100-fold increase, it also added a statement, Shrotriyasya Chakamaha Tasya. When somebody is a learned person who is a jnani, Shrotriyaha Akamahataha, the one who has won over his kama, that means Only the person who realizes Brahman wins over all kama, right? So that kind of a person has same as this hundredfold happiness. So hundredfold of anything is gained by this person. That is what was said. So here, Shrotriya Pratyakshaha Anandaha Brahmanaha Anandaha, that which is available to the Jnani, Labhyamanaha. So that kind of the Ananda, which is the Brahmananda, that is for who Akamahatatva Prakarshatah cha Upalabhyamanaha Shrotriya Pratyakshaha Brahmanaha Anandaha Yasya Paramanandasya Matra Ekadeshaha. So a part of that Shrotriya Pratyaksha Ananda only is being experienced by all these upadhis. That is what is said in the Vrihadaranyaka Shruti. Etasyeva Anandasya Anyani Bhutani Matram Upajivanti. So a portion of it is being, because experiential Ananda is what? It is just a constrainment of your Swarupananda. Because your Ananda is being covered by your wanting me. Correct? I want this, I want that, I am incomplete because of this. All those things are constraining your Swarupa. Therefore, it is whatever Ananda, that is Sukha Lesha, that you are experiencing, which is Moda Pramoda and all that, is only part of your Swarupananda. The less and less it is constrained, the more and more you will experience the Swarupananda. That is the idea. That's what Shastra is trying to tell here. Etasyeva anandasya anyani bhutani matram upajivanti iti shrutyantara. Saha yesha anandaha yasya matraha samudra ambasaha iva viprushaha pravibhaktaha yatra ekatam gataha. So he uses the term samudra ambasaha iva, like a drop of water in the ocean. So only that much ananda we experience. Saha yesha anandaha yasya matraha. And for that, what is that matra? What is the measure of that portion of ananda we experience? Samudra ambasaha. So he just says that Brahmananda is like unlimited, is what is the idea. Samudra ambasaha iva viprushaha pravibhaktaha yatra ekatam gataha. When oneness is achieved, that ananda becomes unlimited. But when there is no oneness, what is achieved, what is experienced is only a portion of that ananda, pravibhaktaha, divided. Saha yeshaha paramanandaha swabhavikaha advaitatvat. So for the one, ekatam gataha, when somebody becomes a jnani, when there is a oneness with Brahman, then the Paramananda is Swabhavikaha. Why? Because Advaitatva. There is nothing else to constrain it. There is Advaitam. There is all that is here is that one Ananda Swarupa only. So the only thing that was separating from that you from that is your own ignorance, which is causing you different kind of perceptions and pain and hurt and all that, which is keeping you away from it. But once you become one with it, there is nothing else. Advaitatvat. Ananda nandinoscha avibhagaha atra. So the Ananda and Anandin are non-separate. Anandin means the one who is experiencing this Ananda and the Ananda itself. So there is no experience itself here. That's what we have to understand. So immediately, hey, this Brahmananda is unlimited Ananda means again we shouldn't think of an experience. Okay, hey, I'm going to suddenly experience one unlimited Ananda. That is not what is said. That's why Bhashyakara makes it very clear. Ananda Anandinoscha Avibhagaha. There is no separation between Ananda and Anandin. There is no experiencer, experienced and experience divide. It is all one Swarupa only. Because of that, there is the Anananda experience is gone. You are experiencing an absence of Ananda so far, and that experience goes away, but your own Swarupa is Ananda. So you don't need an experience. You just rest in your own Swarupa. That's what is meant here. Now there are some doubts which are raised, tad etan mimamsa palam upasamhriyate. The Ananda Mimamsa was done where when Ananda, different gradations of Ananda was spoken about. Tam upasamhriyate. So it is being concluded here. By what? Sayaschayam Purushe. So Bhashikara says, why is this Sayaschayam Purushe said? He has to give the reason, because all of a sudden this has come in. So Shastra was talking about Ananda Mimamsa. Suddenly Sayaschayam Purushe, Sayaschayam Purushe, Yascha Savaditya Sayekaha. It said they both are one. So why does it have to suddenly say that? He says it is a conclusion of the Ananda Mimamsa. So whatever has been started, that Ananda Mimamsa is concluded because the gradation was spoken about. Now when you say the Samashti, Vyashti is all same, there is only Ananda Swarupa, it is a conclusion to say that this gradation, all that you spoke about is all within the Ajnana. Once you gain that Advayam, then there is no restriction, no gradation, nothing. It is all one Swarupa. Like that it is. It's a conclusion of the context. What has been taken up. So he says, Etan Mimamsa Palam Upasamhriyate Sayaschayam Purushe iti yo guhayam nihitaha parame vyomni akashadikaryam srishtva annamayantam tadeva anupravishtaha sayaha iti nirdishyate. Now he explains this yaha. So the statement, the Vakya from Shruti is Sayaschayam Purushe Saha Yaha cha Ayam Purushe Yaha cha Asavaditye. So in both these sentences, what is common? This Yaha. Yaha means the one. And what is that one? So here he explains that Yaha is, that is this explanation. Yaha Guhayam Nihitaha, that which obtains in your buddhi. Guha Nihitatvam. We already saw that. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. Parame Vyoman in the depth of your mind, the depth of your awareness. That is Guha, Buddhi Guha. Means in all your experiences are in your Buddhi. And what is the essence of that Buddhi? Leave all the vrittis, all the changes going on in the Buddhi, even that Ahankara, me, that me cognition also, if you leave, what is the substratum of all your experience? That is that undifferentiated awareness on which all this is happening. There is a book by Vidyaranya called Panchadashi. In that, there are different prakaranas. There are many chapters, 15 chapters, and he calls each one like Nataka Deepa Prakarana, and there is a Chitrapata. Nataka Deepa is in a stage as though there is a light, and the whole stage has all the drama, everything. But it is the light which lights up both the empty stage as well as all the actions in the stage. Even though we don't realize the importance of the light, but it is the light which is making you see the drama, right? So like that he covers how the awareness lights up everything. Similarly, like this Nataka Deepa Prakarana, there is a Chitrapata. He talks about there is a cloth, white cloth, in which how different things come in as somebody paints it. But the substratum of all that is that cloth, white cloth alone, like that. There is one Prakarana. Similarly, that's an example. That's a what you say. It is used as an analogy to actually show how the Brahman is, right? Similarly, here the substratum of your awareness of your what goes on in your buddhi, which is in the form of unhindered awareness, that is your Parame Vyomni Guha Nihita Brahman, that which obtains in the deepest or as the substratum of all your experience, which actually is all your experience in fact, but it has to obtain somewhere. See, I can say all that is here is one, or in the pot world everything is one, but unless I know what is clay, I can't understand the statement that all the pot world is one. Correct? So like therefore we need to show what is the substract. Similarly here also, so all that is here one, but you have to show what is that one. Okay, and that is in the guha nihita paramevyomi, in the what obtains in your buddhi guha. That alone is everything. Now once you have identified what it is, then it is easy to see how it is all that is. Therefore, he has to see. That's why Bhashyakara uses this. Yaha guhayam nihitaha. That the one who resides in the cave of buddhi, parame vyomni, in the space within the buddhi, akashadi karyam srishtva, and that which obtains only has done the srishti. Srishti of what? All the karya, all the effects. So it's not that it is residing inside and all that is, there are so many things which are there. So you have to understand. That's why this guha nihitam can confuse. People immediately think within the hridaya there is a space and within that some atma is sitting. So if that atma is sitting there, then how can it be the karanam for all the srishti? Here Bhashyakara immediately adds that is guhayam nihitha paramevyamni. And what has that Brahman done? Akashadi karyam srishtva annamayantam. All the way from akasha, the space, to air, to fire, to water, to the earth, the solids, liquids, the life forms, the vegetation, the animals, the human being, the stars, all these after creating all these. That's what he says, Akashadi Karyam Sritva Annamayantam. So this food world, okay, that means living forms. After having created all these, Tadeva Anupravrishtaha, having entered where in this Buddhi Guha, Saha Yaha iti Nirdishyate. It is the same Brahman. The created is also Brahman. That which indwells also is Brahman. And that Brahman is this Yaha. And what is this Kahasau Ayam Purushe? Obviously, right? Because Parame Vyomni Guhayam Nihitaha, it already is said. So naturally, Ayam Purushe, it is there. It is already said. It's actually restatement Ayam Purushe, because Bhashyakara is explaining Shastra, only said Yaha Ayam Purushe. Within this individual, within us, each one of us, whatever is indwells, that Swarupa Yascha. So it's the same thing which is in Aditya. What is this Aditya? Yaha Paramanandaha Shrotriya Pratyakshaha Nirdishtaha Yasya Ekadesham Brahmadini Bhutani Tukarhani Upajivanti Saha Yaha Cha Asau Aditya iti Nirdishyate. So he connects to what has gone, the previous set of Vakyas, which is about Ananda Swarupa. So he says, Yaha Paramanandaha. See, the context is Paramananda. Paramananda is Brahman, right? That Paramananda, because Ananda, Anandin are not separate, is what he has already said, right? That Paramananda, which is Shrotriya Pratyakshaha, which is known to a Brahmajnani, Nirdishtaha, Yasya Ekadesham Brahmadini Bhutani, a part of which is being experienced as Sukham by all, including Brahman. Brahman is that Brahmaji, the four-headed Brahma, because he is considered first in the order of Jivas, right? So all living beings, because living beings we can't say are limited to only this earth, correct? Even within different planets, we don't know where life forms exist. So far we know earth holds it, but there could be many, right? And then Shastra also talks about all this Swarga, Lokas and Devaloka and all that. So of all the life forms, Brahma is considered to be the highest. That's why in this Ananda Mimamsa also, it started with Manushya and it went all the way till Brahma. So our Shastra talks about it as Brahma. Other people, other civilizations could have named it different. It doesn't matter what name is given. But if you collectively consider all life forms, there should be something which is at the top of it in terms of gradation, because life is with, every life form is not same, right? Some life forms have only 2 senses, some have 3, some have 4, some have 5, we have 6. five senses, and then there could be sixth sense somewhere, right? We don't know. We know only up till here. Therefore, in that gradation, whatever is the highest is Brahma, and we call this Brahma as the one who was created and is also creator of subsequent life forms, right? Therefore, Ekadesham Brahmadini Bhutani, these Brahma onwards, all the life forms are experiencing some happiness. That is all an experience which is arriving out of this Rupananda. Ekadesham Brahmadini Bhutani Sukarhani Upajivanti. So there all these life forms are experiencing a happiness because of what Paramananda, which is the Swarupa. That Aso Aditye, that Ananda Swarupa is in that Aditya also. It's not just in you, it is there in the Virat also. So what is the essence of your I? When I say I am so and so, whatever is the essence of that I is the same as for the Aditya also. If Aditya has it comes and talks to you, the Aditya also will start, I am Aditya, starts with I, and that I, and you say I am so and so, and both these I are based on the same Swarupa, same essence, which is Paramananda. Sa Ekaha. Because everyone has to start with I. Then only everything comes. I am Mr. So and so. But you have to first start with an I, and that I is what, then all the attributes come. I am tall, I am short, I am good, I am bad, I have studied this, I am a doctor, I am blah blah blah. But the first word is I. Whether it is a president of United States or some farmer somewhere, it is all the same. And that I, essence of that I is the Swarupa, is Brahman Sa Ekaha. There is no difference. Therefore, Bhinna Pradeshastha Ghatakasha Akasha Ekatvavate. There is a continuum. When example is given by Bhashyakara is, in the space there is continuum. Though we look upon space as being restricted by a pot, there is a empty box which is holding space, is how we think. But there is nothing which is holding a space. In fact, that box exists in space. Space is a continuum. The dimensionality, there is a continuum. So there is no Bhinnatvam there. Likewise, in the awareness, there is a continuum. And within that awareness only, within that Jnanam only, even the Stula Vastus, even the inert objects, Achetana Vastus are also in Chetana Buddhi only. This is inert, is known to an awareness. This is aware, this is conscious, is known to an awareness. I had a good sleep is known to an awareness. I didn't experience anything is known to an awareness. I am this body is known to an awareness. This is the world is known to an awareness. So there is a continuum of awareness in every experience. It doesn't go away. Even when the body falls, it doesn't go away. What is the pramana? There Shastra is the pramana. Because knowing and not knowing is a vritti. It is an attribute of the vritti only. So the vrittitvam is in the buddhi. The vritti is gone, therefore you are not able to recognize. That does not mean that Chaitanya cease to exist. Therefore there is a continuum. Similarly, therefore he gives an example. Bhinna Pradeshastha Akasha Mahakasha Ekatva. He doesn't say Mahakasha, he says Akasha Ekatva. The space and the constrained space are nothing but the same. So you see a constrained space, there is nothing constraining the space. Then one question comes, Nanu tan nirdeshe tayaschayam purushe iti avisheshataha adhyatmam na yuktaha nirdeshaha. So he asks the question, this is a Shruti Vakya. So you can't just, you can't take it just as a Atma Swarupa. Why? Because in another Upanishad, Pradanika, Yaschayam Dakshina Akshan iti tu yuktaha. So the right eye is where that Purusha is. So there is a upasana which is spoken about, where you meditate as though in your right eye is your Purusha, like that, because it is prasiddha. Because there is already this yaha is used in another Upanishad as a upasana krama. So you have to do contemplation as though your Purusha is in your right eye. Because it is there, and this Shruti Vakya is just using yaha. Okay, this yaha has to be linked to that, because you'll say you are, for everything you are quoting other Shruti here and there. So you say somewhere you quote Chandogya, somewhere you quote Brihadaranyaka. So you are anyway linking these Upanishad Shruti Vakyas. So here also this yaha can be clearly linked to that Brihadaranya Vakya. So you should use it as a meditation only. What? An objection. Bhashyakara dismisses, I think we saw that in the last class, na paradhikarat. So this context, the vivaksha, what is being discussed, the topic is para. What is para? Brahmavida apnoti param. So the para brahma vastu is what is the adhikara here. It is not a upasana adhikara. We are talking about paratma. So therefore, you can't take an upasana context here. There are, so for the last so many sections, it has been only the paratma which is the topic of discussion. Therefore, whatever you say is not tenable. Parohi atma atra adhikritaha. The adhikaraha, the topic of discussion is paratma, adrishye, anatmye. In second chapter, it is spoken about adrishye, anatmye, anirishye, anilayane. Like that, it is the surupa, that which is not seen, that which is not atmyam, which is not a possessed thing, because it is not part of something else. Anilayane, it is not stationed in one particular place, it is omnipresent, like that. It was spoken about in the second 2.7. Then Visha Smadvatah Pavate. It is shown as the Virat Purusha, because of whom everything is functioning. So it is Paratma only, which is discussed there. Vaishanandasya Mimamsa Bhavati. So this Ananda Mimamsa also spoke about Parananda only. Therefore, Parananda Swarupa, which is Brahman, is the context. Bhashyakara just concludes with dismissing it by saying, Nahi akasmat aprakritaha yuktaha nirdesham. You can't randomly pick some context from another Upanishad and bring it here. I mean, you can bring quotes from different Upanishads, but it has to be within the context of discussion. When the context is only about Parananda, Brahma Swarupa, you can't suddenly bring some Dakshinakshi Upasana here. What he says, not a great objection, so he simply dismisses and moves on. Paramatma Vijnanam Vivakshitam, the topic of discussion is Paramatma Vijnanam. Tasmat Paraha eva nirdishyate Sayekaha iti. Therefore, Sayekaha is only Paratma. Nanu Anandasya Mimamsa Prakrita Tasya api Phalam Upasamhartavyam. So, but Bhashyakara himself says, but you may ask, why is it needed to even say this? So Bhashyakara says, Anandasya Mimamsa Prakrita. The Ananda Mimamsa is being spoken about. Tasyaha api phalam upasamhartavya. By doing that Ananda Mimamsa, what does one mean? That phalam has to be told. Therefore, this statement is being used by Upanishad, Shruti, to show that by doing this Ananda Mimamsa, you also understand that the Swarupananda for everything is the same, whether it is the Virat Aditya or yourself. The Swarupa is the same. There is one Ananda Swarupa, which is Brahma Swarupa, which is all pervasive, and there is nothing other than it. And recognizing this is the phalam. That phalam has to be concluded. Therefore, it is said, is what Bhashyakara concludes. Abhinnaha swabhavikaha anandaha paramatma eva. So the swabhavikaha means what? Natural. Swabhava, one's nature. Nature is close translation of swabhava. Swabhavikaha, the natural ananda is abhinnaha, is continuous. Okay, it's not staccato, it's not intermittent. Why Paramatma eva? The Paramatma only is Ananda Swarupa. That's why Satchidananda is Anantatvam is also Anandatvam. Okay, because Satyam Jnanam Anantam only is the statement at the beginning. But after Ananda Mimamsa, Brahman is equated to Ananda, Ananda, Ananda. That's why instead of Satchidananta, the term Satchidananda was brought about. Because Ananta also is Ananda. But the problem with using the word Ananda is our immediate recognition of only experiential Ananda. That's why it's a little risky to use, but provided we understand what this Ananda means, Satchidananda is correct. Abhinnaha, Swabhavikaha, Anandaha. The Swarupa Ananda is Swabhavika Ananda, that is Paramatma eva. So that Paramatma only is Ananda. The Paramatma means what? The Brahman only. Paramatma, the ultimate Atma, is how we can translate. Na Vishaya Vishayi Sambandha Janitaha iti. So Bhashikar also clarifies this, that your natural Ananda is not Vishaya Vishayi Sambandha Janita Ananda. It is not because you gained some pleasure. So your Indriya, so I wanted to have sugarcane juice. So I had a sugarcane juice. That is a Vishaya Vishayi Sambandha Janita Ananda. But I have some happiness. The moda is there. That is not your, that is not, so it's not the Vishaya Sambandhi Janita Ananda which is your Ananda, but it is the Paramatma's Ananda which is your Subhava. Nanu tadanurupaha eva ayam viddeshaha sayaschayam purushe yaschasavaditye sayekaha iti vinna adhikaranasta vishesha upamartena. Therefore, here Nanu is not whereas, because Bhashikara's own statement. So he says Nanu here has to be taken as therefore or indeed tadanurupaha eva ayam nirdeshaha. This nirdesha Sayastayam Purushayashavaditya Sayekaha, this kind of this statement is for what? Vinna Adhikaranasta Vishesha Upamartena. The two different Adhikaranam, two different Upadis. Because two different kind of Upadis, right? Human body is so limited. Aditya is so huge. And the Upadi also, so we have some kind of five senses. We don't know what kind of senses Aditya has. We don't know what, if it has a conscious thing, how does it perceive? We don't know that, but it has a very different Upadhi. Obviously, it has to be huge because its scale of Aditya is huge, so its experience also has to be in a different scale, unimaginable scale. Therefore, Bhashyakara says, Bhinna Adhikaranastha Vishesha Upamartyena. The Adhikaranam is very different. See, if as a naked eye observation, we see sun rising and coming, okay? So think of, I mean, we don't know whether in those days people saw it as a conscious entity which is just coming and rising and taking care of the world. Right? If you see, mostly these are very intelligent generations, so I don't think they would have thought as though it is like a human being and all that. But since it is doing an action, right, there has to be a conscious thing which is making it happen. It can't be just a mechanical happening, right? Nothing happens like that. Therefore, like there are so many conscious beings who are there in this world, this is an intelligent thing which is happening, right? Which is coming and lighting up this whole solar system. So it has some kind of upadhi, it has some kind of awareness generated thing, and it should obviously be sensing something also. We don't know, right? I mean, we can't dismiss that kind of a view. If that is the case, there is a Vinna Adhikarana Upadhi, right? So we have an Upadhi, we have some body mind sense complex. There is another entity which is having something of a totally different scale, unimaginable scale, and that also has to have, basically it does have an awareness, right, to on underneath a very huge upadhi. Therefore he uses the term Vinna Adhikaranastha Vishesha Upavartena. Despite the scale difference, we are a speck in the scheme of things, but sun is like, it's a different scale in the solar system, right? It's probably the largest. in that case also, when the Swarupa is the same, then it covers everything, right, in between. Therefore, Bhinna Adhikaranasta Visheshopavartena. Therefore, it is used. Nanu evamapi Aditya Visheshagrahanam Anarthakam. So, then somebody asks this question, intelligent question, right? He says, why bring Aditya all of a sudden? Why sun? You can say a small human and a big Raja or some Indra are same, right? Why sun? Why Aditya Visheshagrahana? Why suddenly sun is brought in? This is the question. Bhashikara answers, na anarthakam, not at all. He says, utkarsha, apakarsha, apohartatva. The idea is smallness and largeness. The difference between small ananda, large ananda have to be negated. Utkarsha, apakarsha, smallness and largeness, apohartatva, they have to be eliminated. That there is a gradation has to be eliminated. That is the idea. Because this Ananda Mimamsa spoke about some 20 gradations, right? This person's Ananda is 100 times that person's Ananda, then there is another Ananda which is 100 times that person's Ananda. Like that it's same. Then we will be thinking, oh, there is so much Ananda, we can go from one to the other. You know, that is how the mind thinks. So, apohartatvad, the Shastra wants to eliminate that. So, there is this whole gradation has to be eliminated. Okay, it has to be said that, hey, forget all this grades of happiness. Your own Swarupa is Ananda. So, if you have to do that, so you take your, always start with you, obviously. You can't say, and Sananda is same as that. So, then you are not involved. So, it starts with you. So your Ananda is same as whatever can be imagined as that largest conscious entity. So the sun is being used for that. So Utkarsha, Apakarsha, Apohartatvat, it is used. So you can't say it is all of a sudden brought in, it has no meaning and all that. Anarthakam means he is saying it has no meaning. Bhashikara says not so. Dvaitasya hi मूर्तामूर्तलक्षणस्य पर उत्कर्ष सवित्रभ्यन्तरगतः अभ्यन्तर्गतः. So this मूर्त अमूर्तलक्षणस्य द्वैतस्य उत्कर्षः सवित्रभ्यन्तरगतः अभ्यन्तर्गतः. So this world that you experience as मूर्तामूर्तलक्षणं, there are some manifesting, there is some unmanifesting, there is the energy. You don't see energy in a manifest form, right? You put the switch on and the fan starts running, or the air conditioner starts running. So there are some murta manifesting, there are some unmanifesting, right? So for everything, Savitra Abhyantargataha Utkarshaha, the sun is the ultimate, whether it is Murta or Amurta, right? In the solar system galaxy, what is the biggest thing in this Murta Murta thing? The Stula Sukshma, all this put together, if you look at the largest entity, it is the sun. So the Dvaitasya hi Murta Murta Lakshanasya Paraha Utkarshaha Savitra Abhyantargataha Saha Chet Purushagataha Purushagata Vishesha Upamartena Paramanandam Apekshya Samo Bhavati. So despite that, Antargata Vishesha Upamartena Paramanandam Apekshya Samo Bhavati. When you look at the essence of I, which is the Brahman or Paramananda, if you consider that the essence of my I and a king's I and the Gandharva's I and the Brahmaji's I, when I say I, the letter I, and the Aditya, if it has a awareness, consciousness, its own I, the essence of it is Sama. It has to be the same. So Paramanandam Apeksha Samo Bhavati. It has to be equal. It doesn't matter whether you rule the entire world or you rule the Devaloka, and if you possess 15 buildings and 25 cars, it doesn't matter. Your I is an I and its essence is an awareness. Therefore, Paramanandam Apekshya Samo Bhavati. Na kaschit Utkarshaha Apakarshaha va tam gatim gatasya. So when somebody has gained this knowledge of him or her being a Brahman, then there is no Utkarsha Apakarsha in one Swarupa. Only if that recognition is there, then Abhayam Pratishtam Vindate, then that person rests in fearlessness. There is no fear. Fear from what? So there is nothing else. Everything is your Swarupa only. Therefore, Abhayam Pratishtam Vindate iti Upapannam. Therefore, this Ananda Mimamsa can be concluded saying that the one who recognizes that Ananda Swarupa is the same across all these grades of upadhis. When that happens, then that person rests in fearlessness. Abhayam Pratishtam Vindate iti, because the pratigna is the one doesn't fear. Therefore, Abhayam Pratishtam Vindate. Then continue. Sayayevam vite asman lokat pretya एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसंक्रामति एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसंक्रामति एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसंक्रामति एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसंक्रामति एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसंक्रामति. Brahma Vidya Palam. We are almost nearing this conclusion of Brahmanandavalli. So this, it is all now Phalam section. What is the fruit of, what is the benefit of this Brahmajnanam? Yaha evam vit, the one who understands the Brahman, one who gains this knowledge, what happens? Asman lokat pretya annamayam atmanam upasankramati. He gains the annamaya, pranamaya, all these atma, including all of the, because he gains everything, he becomes one with everything. See, the phalam is spoken about. Asti nasti iti anuprashnaha vyakhyataha. Bhashikara. So the last few cantos or topics were under the heading whether Brahma asti va nava. Right? Asti chet Brahma iti. It started. Does the Brahman exist? Within that context only, all this Anupravesha, Ananda Mimamsa, Raso Vaisaha, all those were spoken about. Okay? It can't, if it doesn't exist, somebody can't experience joy. All those things were spoken about. Therefore, Bhashikara says, Asti Nasti iti Anuprashnaha Vyakhyataha, those that had been completed. Then what is done? Karya Rasalabha Pranana Abhaya Pratishtha Bhaya Darshanopapattibhyaha Asti Eva Tad Akashadikaranam Brahma iti Apakritaha Anuprashnaha Ekaha. So the first question, whether it exists or not, has already been addressed by what? Karya Rasa Labha Pranana Abhaya Pratishtha, Abhayam Pratishtam Vindate was said. So Abhaya can't, if you remember, there it was said, a non-existent cannot give an Abhaya. The fearlessness cannot come from a non-existent Atma. But since it gives Abhaya, it removes your fear, it has to exist. Similarly, Karya means the Brahman has done the creation. Then Rasalabha, Raso Vaisaha, the happiness can't come from non-existent things. Like that, it was answered one after the other. Pratishta, Abhaya Darshana, Upapattibhyaha, through these, Asti Eva, that Brahman exists, iti, Akashadikaranam Brahma iti, Apakritaha Anuprashnaha, that Anuprashna Ekaha. The first question, whether it exists or not, has already been answered. Then what? Two other questions still exist. What are those? Dvau Anyau, Anuprashnau, Vidvat Avidushoho, Brahma Prapti, Aprapti Vishayau. So there is other question which is still not, it has to be, there are two other questions, okay? The question is, so what is the difference between the one who gains Brahman or who understands Brahman and who doesn't understand Brahman? Anuprashna. Vidvat Avidishoho. So does the Brahman is gained only by the Vidwan, or does the Avidwan also gain, or they don't gain? There was that question. Vidvat Avidishoho Brahma prapti, aprapti vishayau. So those two questions are whether one gains or doesn't gain, right? Based on the knowledge. Tatra vidwan samashnute na samashnute iti anuprashnaha antyaha. So, there I think we saw that time itself. There was a hair splitting, whether the vidwan gains or doesn't gain, or whether the avidwan gains or doesn't gain. Like that, the two it was split into two questions. So tad apakaranaya uchyate. So to remove that, to answer that question, this is being said. He introduces why these statements are there. What statements? This evam vidu asman lokat vedya annamayam atmana upasankramati, like that. So that's how Bhashyakara gives connection to these this part of the Shruti. So we will take this in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवादाः गुरुजी।
धन्यवादः।
धन्यवादः. Thank you.